Apparently, while the Queen held out hope that Meghan and Harry would reconcile with the family, King Charles has been less sentimental towards the pair and taken a much harder line. This surprises me. I know it surprises a lot of people, Esther, because, after all, the Queen had many grandchildren, but King Charles has two sons, and has he written one of them off?
I would say in terms of returning to public life, I think Prince Harry and Prince Andrew find themselves in a similar situation in the sense that there is no rollback for them in the royal family. King Charles has been a lot more decisive, clearly, because he's had a lot firmer vision of what he wanted the royal family to look like under his leadership. The reality is that Prince Harry attending the King's coronation back in May was just a gesture to his father and just a nod that he wanted his son there at the most important event of his life. But that was really where it ended. Harry and Meghan have really had no place in the royal family since. The Queen's passing was commemorated just recently, and the Sussexes were nowhere to be found, and the royal family made it very clear that they will be nowhere to be found. And that was the case even though they were just recently in Germany for the Invictus Games. And he's made it very clear, in King Charles's most recent autobiography, it was clear that Harry and Meghan's the removal of their titles was discussed at the highest level of authority. So clearly, it was something that was, even if nothing else, considered and discussed. And I think King Charles is doing this because he clearly understands the public mood. He knows that the public has no appetite for the likes of the Sussexes or Prince Andrew. And it would be completely ridiculous if they even return to the royal family. Most people want their titles removed. And in reading the room, King Charles knows that a big part of his popularity is linked to whether he's actually listening to the public. For the longest time, the British public were unhappy with the fact that we had to pay for the Sussexes, especially when the mood soured about their public persona and public profile. And it seemed, particularly in the case of Meghan, all they were doing was complaining. They had this massive renovation to the tune, I think, just under £2 million at Frogmore Cottage, which they eventually paid back. But originally that cost was footed by the taxpayer, and we don't ask for much. We just ask for engagement and a sense of duty. And the couple showed neither of those. They were too busy preaching to us about things that really they had no business speaking about, and that hurt them. And as a result, the royal family has taken note. Being a member of the royal family is a huge privilege, but it comes with responsibilities. It comes with a sense of duty, and the couple never got that. And I think King Charles knows that because that is the case, they probably will never return to active working royal life. And good riddance.